Good evening and welcome to another edition of Cage Full Throttle here tonight. Myself, Andy Watts. With me as well is Matt Josie. Good evening, Matt.
Good evening, Andy, and good evening, Jordan.
Good evening, Matt. Good evening, Andy. And before we get into tonight's podcast with the meeting reports, on our last podcast we talked about the Volkswagen Beetle and how it's a car in which you're allowed to actually race with the front bumper and rear bumper on. It's been brought to our attention since the last podcast. Rodney Heaven from Scotland was not allowed to race his Volkswagen Beetle with the front and rear bumpers on at a Thule and non-Mondale meeting at Tullyrone over in Ireland, Northern Ireland in 2016. So apologies for not picking up on that during the last podcast, but we've covered it now, so all good.
Thank you, Jordan.
And we start with the reports, obviously, as the winter months go on with no Wimbledon anymore. Obviously, not so many meetings to report on, but the biggest one, of course, coming from last Saturday night at the Foxleaf Stadium in Ipswich for the Banger World Final. Spedeworth Banger World Final for what would have been the rookie spec bangers up to 1600cc, which saw a staggering over 260 cars of race on the night. And certainly with the World Final, lots of excellent paintwork, lots of good cars as well, with the return of the Mark II Cavalier from 961. Notable paintwork has so many to look at, but one that really did catch the eye was the Mark VII Ford Fiesta from 400 Lee Kingsnorth, who seems to be quite a man when it comes to modern Ford bangers, and did not let us down on the night with a stunning paint job. And as I say, there was so many to see throughout the course of the night, not just in the big World Final itself, but those taking part in the last chance qualifiers as well. As I say, strong field of cars throughout the night. And it started with the first of three last chance qualifiers on the night, which guaranteed action from the word go. Lots of cars, though, obviously trying to race for that one last place to get into the big world final on the night. And, of course, it went away for the first race to treble for Charlie Jackson. Chaz took the first one. In the second race, it was a good race for the last chance second qualifier between 28 Super Craig Cooper and 51 The Horn, Harry Bulchin, who were racing all the way through the first half of the race, with Harry leading the way, and fellow Arlington racer Craig Cooper absolutely pushing him along sideways. They didn't want to spin him out of the race, as they were friends on and off the track, but they said they were going to put on a good show between them, and battled it out right through the race, right to the final 3 laps, where Harry Bulchin went a little bit wide and caught a back marker in the pile-up of cars down on turn 1. And 760 also stuck with them two throughout the race, Joey Reynolds. And in the end, the final result of the second last chance qualifier was 28 Craig Cooper, taking it the 3 laps to the end, with Joey taking second, and Harry in the end managed to come home in third. In the third last chance qualifier, it started to get a little more interesting, and lots of action throughout the course of that race as well, and saw in the end a 540 Adam James coming through, Jamesy being the last driver to come through to the World Final. The World Final itself saw a strong field of 66 cars in the end that took to the track, bearing in mind 3 of those were the last chance qualifiers, so 63 seeded drivers arrived on the night. Again, paintwork absolutely outstanding, and a race that had many talking points even before the checkered flag, with obviously lots of big action, lots of crashes as well throughout the course of that. When it came down to the final laps, though, it was a race to the flag between 607 Simon Ford, 295 Ashley Wallace and Kieran Greenway in 191. And when the checkered flag went down, 607 taking the checkered flag. And unfortunately, with a post-race scrutineering after the race, he was found to actually be excluded from the results. His car was found illegal. Reports were that they'd actually drilled the one-way fuel valve on the car, which unfortunately saw him excluded from the race. And that went away in the end to 295 Ashley Wallace, the Aldershot driver, taking this year's World Final. 191, Kieran Greenway took second, and it was Shandy Nicky Jarvis in 98, a regular at the East Anglian track at Ipswich, and Great Yarmouth as well, taking third in the 98 car. Now that the World Final was out of the way, it was a race for the first two all-comers after the World Final, and as you can expect, the action just absolutely exploded with lots of big heavy crashes. There was a pile-up down on the scoreboard bend, there was a big pile-up up on the pit bend as well, which saw many cars joining that throughout the course of the race, and also saw the largest amount of cars at any Speedworth meeting for over 40 years, with 91 bangers taken to the track in the first all-comers race, which I was told was the first time that any Speedworth meeting had seen that many cars on track at once, apart from one micro meeting back a few years ago at Wimbledon. But in the end, it was the Horn Harry Balchin in 51 taking the win. The second all-comers race sadly was cut short with a time restriction at the Ipswich Stadium, which was getting very close when it came round to the second all-comers race, and also a race stoppage just before the end of that race. It was 3-3-1. Boxer Jason Jackson was leading right from the word go, and unfortunately with the stoppage and obviously the time not on our side on the night, 3-3-1, Boxer Jack was awarded the win. So an excellent World Final from Ipswich, and well done to everyone that raced on the night, and to Speedsworth as well. And it was just unfortunate that time wasn't on our side for that second all-comers race. Jordan, you was obviously there as well, if I'm right in saying. Were you there, Jordan?
No, I wasn't actually. I went. So I don't know who told you that. Maybe I was there in spirit. I don't know. But I was
always
looking.
in spirit.
I was looking at the results on the night, and I've seen a few videos online and so on. It looked like a really good meeting.
Yeah,
I was gutted I couldn't go, but yeah, looked a fantastic meeting.
I've always said I'm not that keen on Speed of Domestic Bangers to watch, but it did look fantastic action-wise from the videos I've seen. And we have definitely got that result right, haven't we, Andy? It's not going to be changed again last minute.
As far as it stands, it isn't looking to be changed. So that's all sealed up now as far as Speedworth are concerned. 295 Ashley Wallace is the world champion for 2017. And I must say, though, that was the first out of the 5 years they've run the World Final for Bangers. That was the first one I'd ever been to, and I certainly won't be the last. Brilliant night. Then we move on to the Stanlake Street Bangers mixed teams. I'll hand you over to Matt for a report on that one.
Yeah, so the last meeting of the year at Stanlake for the 800cc Street Bangers, which have been consistent all year round with turnouts of at least 45 strong at every meeting. But what a fantastic and surprising turnout we had in store on the day. 104 cars total, split 85 male and 19 ladies. I think everybody was shocked on the day how large the turnout was, because the season opener back in February attracted around 65 cars, and throughout the year you had about between 35 to about 50 cars per meeting. And then of course you have the Street Banger Open Championship, which attracted around 115 cars. So we were just 11 cars short of the Street Banger Open with no build up to this particular meeting. So a fantastic effort by everybody who turned up and raced on the day. It was mostly a Ford Focus dominated field, as it is with the Street Bangers these days. Not many Honda Civics, that kind of thing out there, but the most unique car, I'd say, was certainly the 2009 Ford Focus from 360 Jackstar, which turned out to be his first ever Street Banger as well, it's worth mentioning. But I don't know why, but it looked quite nice, I think. I don't know why, I shouldn't be saying that for a modern Ford Focus, but it did look quite nice on track, and it was well presented as well.
It did look cool. I'll admit that as well.
Yeah, it was very cool looking, and it did quite well. It lasted pretty much most of the meeting. Didn't make the first round of heats, but there we go. The turnout was also boosted by a 5-strong team PVR turnout as well, which is worth mentioning. Normally do back to basics, but turned up for the day at Stanley to do some street banger racing. Not too much to mention really. It was just a standard day of racing really for street bangers. In heat number 1 in the ladies' heat, 3-2-1 Maisie Ems was leading until car trouble, and it was a shame because she got knocked out last meeting. Didn't knock out confidence at all. She came back out fighting, and she just missed out on a win in heat number 1 for the ladies. More specifically, heat 2 for the guys was amazing. Loads of carnage and wrecking going on. I know that shouldn't be the sort of thing with street bangers, but it was hugely entertaining, so that was brilliant. But yeah, overall brilliant meeting with some top weather as well. Absolutely glorious all day. Not one bad thing to say about the meeting really. It was overall a top day, so well done to everyone for a fantastic year of racing at Stan Lake. And the season officially ends this Sunday at Stan Lake for under and over bangers for the West Country Videos Open. Or should I say that's the following weekend, sorry. But yeah, you got the right idea. That's Sunday the 3rd of December, I believe it is. So I thought I'd plug that anyway. And I think we move on, Jordan, to the Stoke meeting on Sunday, which turned into a bit of a boxing match, didn't it?
Yes, it did, unfortunately. We won't...
Ding, ding, ding!
We'll gloss over that a little bit, because obviously everyone knows what happened by now, and we don't obviously promote that side of the sport. But 50 unlimited national bangers, or around that number, turned up at Stoke for the now annual Unlimited Pride of the Potteries. Heat 1 saw Tommy West following the number 12 Gravedigger Jaguar on the pit bend. Steve Noonan followed in a purple Jaguar, I think the number was 13, on the pit bend at really high speed. A really nice following in there. The final saw not much action really. 210, which I think was Callum McKenzie, got really set upon by the pack, leaving his Volvo 240 estate a decent wreck come the end of the race. For the all-comers, a big push into turn 1 caused a small track blockage for a few moments, but it quickly dispersed before anyone could really get any good shots in. A Gravedigger Volvo estate took a few good hits, especially from 267 Martin French, who returned his beautiful Ipswich World Final car, if anyone can remember that. Mm-hmm. I think it was a Nissan of some sort. I don't know if you guys saw that Ipswich World Final, but what a fantastic car that was. And in the DD, not much to report really, other than Noon getting blitzed really hard on the entrance to turn 3 by a Team V Volvo 240 Saloon, leaving his Mercedes estate quite a decent wreck, which is quite rare for these modern cars. It bent quite well, I thought. And that, I think that's about it. I've got that from just the videos I've seen online. I think there's one on Oval Chat, so if you want to see what actually happened at the meeting, go and check that out now.
And we don't promote boxing.
No, we certainly do not.
Any other meetings we want to talk about before we move on?
I think that concludes all the meetings that have happened over the last couple of weeks, to be fair.
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah,
it does pretty much. So, shall we move on to the news, Andy?
Yes, we will indeed. The first item of news is the Ringwood Rookie Banger World Champion 104 Lee Mitchell.
Yes, he took the 2017 Rookie Banger Championship of the World on what looked like a fantastic meeting as well, despite the heavy rain from what I saw in the videos as well. Quite a damp meeting at Ringwood, has to be said.
And the other bit of news is the Mildenhall 2 Leeds National Bangers on Sunday the 17th of December, which is currently sitting a nice even field of 33 cars at the moment, and that has also become the first round of the British qualifying rounds as well throughout 2018. So that's the first round of that as a British qualifying round as well.
And can I just say as well, that's not a bad start, is it? With a month to go, 33 cars.
No.
So hopefully hopefully 50 plus would be quite a good turnout for Mildenhall. I know obviously it's been an up and down year at Mildenhall, but hopefully this is the start of a new season, so hopefully a large turnout there in the end.
And the return of Superstocks on the show as well. Meeting, so it should be good.
That'd be very entertaining, I imagine. Andy, you're very lucky with Mildenhall, aren't you? You're getting all the treats next season.
Yeah, we've got some good. I've been told there's some good meetings coming up, but I've been told to keep that under wraps as it stands. But I do know a lot of good meetings coming up.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't spill the beans on that just yet. And Eastbourne Micro Madness on Saturday, the 9th of December, has gone up to a staggering 140 bangers. And looking on the Spedeworth website now, that hasn't got fully booked in brackets. So hopefully they're going to keep the booking list open. Historic stock cars were on as a support formula, as expected, with that amount of cars and loads of drivers wanting to book in. The historic stock cars have been taken off the fixtures. So it's going to be micro bangers all night, National Banger Micro Madness at Eastbourne, and that is going to look absolutely excellent. I can't remember the last time they ran a meeting in December at Arlington either.
No, should be good. And this could, I might be controversial here, but this could actually be better than the Wimbledon Micro Madness rounds. Quite easily, because, Wimbledon used to get 100... I know, I might be... I might be overdoing it here, but of course, the Wimbledon one used to fetch, 120 cars, something like that? And obviously, Eastbourne's is very well known for its wrecking and crashing throughout the meetings. So I imagine it'll be very good, and I can't wait to go, hopefully. Shall I go to it in the end? But it should be a good meeting. Certainly can't wait for it.
And also, there's one more bit of news that came up very recently, yesterday, if I'm right in saying, Matt.
Yeah, over the last day or two. Arena Essex will be running in 2018. I think that is for certain now. But from 2019 onwards, the future is, you could say bleak. It's all up in the air at the moment. I think the land or the track has been sold, so they no longer own the raceway itself. I'm not going to touch on it too much, but there's already sort of suggestions out there for maybe one last massive firecracker, that kind of thing. Like I said, I'm not going to go too into detail about that, but hopefully, obviously, it carries on from 2019 and beyond, and who knows? Hopefully, as well, this will boost the turnout even more of the weekend of next year, the Roy Rawlins testimonial meeting.
Yeah, should be a good meeting, that. Certainly, I'm looking forward to it anyway.
And also, we had some sad news as well, just over the last day or so, that a well-known racer, 125 Steve Jones, who was a big name down at the Ringwood Raceway, sadly passed away, Matt.
Yeah, he did. So we send all our condolences to family and friends at this sad time. But a well-known and respected banger driver has gone with us. But sad times. But all condolences are sent from everyone at Caged.
And that concludes our news. Is there any more news, gentlemen?
Just quickly, it may be worth mentioning that the SKEGNESS Unlimited Team Reunion for Sunday 17th of June 2018 next year is already fully booked.
Oh yes, I did see this.
About 150 cars booked in, including the return of Team Blitz and Shane Brown.
Oh, that sounds very good. I've seen that list. It is very good. You've got the Bears, you've got the Stinkbridge, you've got all the big teams out there.
Yeah. So Sunday 17th of June 2018, put that in your diary, folks, because that looks like it could be a potential for meeting of the season already.
Easily. Skeg Vegas, bring it on.
Isn't this the same Shane Brown that had a retirement meeting not so long ago?
Yes. Yeah.
I think what retirement meeting?
Yeah, but didn't Psycho 401 do the same with his retirement meeting?
Yeah.
So they're allowed a one-off return, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. That would be
but
great.
shush, let's not go on about it too much.
And we move on to our discussion section now, where once again the listeners can get involved in this one. And this edition of our podcast is: what current banger track would you like to see become a shale track, and why?
Right, I think we'll go to the comments on Facebook first. I've got it loaded up. We had one comment actually, and it's from Ryan Barbrook on Facebook who says all of them. Shell is for racing and tarmac is for getting there. If anybody wants to elaborate on what that means, I'm not too sure myself. Is everyone confused?
Pretty much. I think it means Shell's better for racing. You shouldn't race on tarmac.
Yeah, it could be true.
I've heard a lot before. It's quite a famous term, I think, with a lot of the Brisker fans. They use it as well.
Oh yes, definitely. Because Briscoe's I think it's better on Shell for certain. Same with Saloon Stock Cars as well, in my opinion.
Yeah. So I think that's come from that. But yeah, it is quite an interesting debate, and obviously it started off with the rumour that potentially Northampton could be Shell next year.
Oh, I've not heard that. News to me.
Yeah. It's I think it started off with a rumour that developed for maybe the Northampton Euro weekender for the Brisker F1s and F2s being Shell for that weekend only. And then reverting back to tarmac after that, and obviously before. But yeah, this rumour seems to have developed a lot in recent days and weeks, and yeah, it could be Shell next year. It got me wondering, what other tracks would people turn Shell?
I've got a small list of my regular tracks, which are Aldershot, Ringwood, and Stan Lake. I'm not arguing for it. Obviously, I've got a list in front of me. So let's start off with Stan Lake. No way, I don't think Stan Lake ever would suit Shell one bit.
No.
Ringwood. It's probably not, because it's quite long, the straights. So
yeah,
I don't think it'd be very good. Yeah, so not Ringwood. Aldershot, on the other hand, maybe. I don't know. It depends. If you narrow the bends again, like they were before, possibly. I don't know. What do you think, Andy, of Aldershot?
Yeah, I would say Aldershot on Shell. That would actually really cool.
Because Aldershot is quite. Good. I mean, Aldershot is obviously quite good on tarmac, but I'm just imagining if you were to get unlimiteds around Shell at Aldershot, I imagine it'd be quite good. If you narrow the bends, don't see why not. I reckon it'd be quite good. And Brisker F1's around Aldershot.
Yeah, I can't see that happening.
It's never
lucky if we got Brisker F2s round there. I mean, because obviously they're more suitable round there. But no, I reckon that would be an excellent idea. And obviously, bearing in mind it is actually a pear-shaped track. Obviously, the pit bend being the tightest track, I think most people on a wet meeting would just end up going straight into the wall anyway.
I'm certainly going to say Aldershot. What's your vote, Jordan? Are you saying Northampton or somewhere else?
I think Northampton would be a good track to turn Shell, partly because of, it has been struggling for numbers a little bit this year with the banger formulas. And as well, maybe with this latest development with Arena potentially to turn Shell. I mean, I remember seeing the Saloon Stock Cars and the Brisker F2s at Arena when I was younger, and they were brilliant, man. They used to get some great racing. So, yeah, I think if maybe Arena went Shell after next season, could potentially see a rise in numbers. Or
could do.
Maybe.
I've just thought trying. Not that I've ever been to Great Yarmouth, but I've just thought maybe if that went Shell, it'd be a throwback to the old Wimbledon on Shell.
Yeah, that would be actually.
That'd be cool.
Would be really good. I didn't think of that.
No, I didn't either. Just thought of that. That would be very cool indeed. What about you, Andy? Have you got a particular track?
Well, there is actually. I'd like to see Eastbourne go Shell.
Yes. Didn't think of that either.
Yeah, that's a great shout.
I'm not going to hit a nerve, but obviously, being that I've watched racing there for quite a bit of time, seeing that bangers spend more time on Shell than they do on the tarmac anyway, they might as well just turn it into a Shell track, and then there's no reason for parking on it. But no, I would say if you've watched racing around there, obviously it's always an excellent track. Is Eastbourne. And obviously it's on a bit of a slope as well. So I reckon in my vote it would have to be Arlington.
Oh, that's a very good shout. What about, here we go, this is putting you on the spot. Let's reverse it. You can make any Shell track tarmac. Let's change this one last minute. What would you make go from Shell to tarmac? I wouldn't want Mildnall to ever go tarmac. But I imagine Mildnall on tarmac would be pretty hairy.
I was just going to say that, to be honest. I think Mildnall will be a really good tarmac track. I'd love to see it.
Yeah. I can see it now, like an unlimited meeting, or or like the Saloon Stock Cars going around there. I mean, I don't know actually. Yeah. I'm not too sure on the Saloons, but unlimited bangers definitely. I can imagine them going flat out into that bend and just that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry. Mildnor would definitely be a no.
I'm certainly for
If it
Mildnor,
ever
always
turned
been
up to
shell.
tarmac, if it ever turned to tarmac, it would just end up closing because it's proper tarmac. It's a
Yeah.
proper shale track, not tarmac.
Oh no,
But,
I agree. I think Mildnor's always for shale, but if I don't know, if it had to be, then I wouldn't mind. If it was forced to be tarmac, I wouldn't cry over it, but I'd still be a bit upset, I suppose. So is that topic covered?
To be fair,
Sorry,
I can't really think of any track that's shale that I wouldn't actually want as tarmac, because if it's shale, it's always going to be best.
Yeah. I was
mean.
actually just going to say the same thing, Andy, to be honest. In fact, I'm actually struggling to think of any major shale tracks anyway that, at the moment, have a good driver base, to be honest.
And obviously,
the only one that...
Coventry closed down this year as well, so you can't mention Coventry in this.
No, I was actually going to say that, and then I thought, well, that won't happen. I think if anything else was going to turn to tarmac, I reckon King's Lynn might be on the cards for it.
No, again, that's like Mildnor. I'd rather not. I'd rather that stay shale.
And as well, you've got the Speedway team at King's Lynn as well when they're slowly with that, so they wouldn't want that.
No, neither would Mildnor want theirs to move either.
And I think the F1 fans would hate it if King's Lynn turned to shell, to be honest. Turned to tarmac, sorry, so it already is shell. Blonde moment. Right,
so we move on to the next topic.
Yeah.
Next topic. So the next one is quite a tough one, really. So you got one choice possibly here. If you was the host, if you was a promoter, what would your dream meeting be to host? So you choose a track, you choose a class of bangers, and that kind of thing. Go. Who wants to go first?
Oh, on the spot, I would say it would have to be a pre-80 banger meeting, because I love classic car meetings.
Straight away.
I know they're going to be hard to find, but straight away for me, it would have to be a pre-80 meeting, and I would say ideal track for it, I would say for me, I'd love to see it go back round Aldershot.
Certainly, yeah.
We've had no 80 banger meeting.
Yeah, we've had no classic car meetings there since 2012, which was quite a disappointment. Apart from the nice variety in cars on show, it was a pretty disappointing meeting. So it would be nice. Speedoff have gone a bit dead on the pre-70 scene, haven't they? Really, apart from the classic Carnage. So it would be nice to see a return to that. Yeah,
for me that would be Aldershot, pre-80 national bangers, sold. I'd say that would work for me.
What about you, Jordan?
Unlimited national bangers with LeBear's bash rules, because I think that's a win-win with drivers. That's always a fully booked meeting, and people always say it's really good. So that definitely. Haven't actually thought about the track, but maybe Arlington, just keep it at Arlington, because obviously Arlington's a small, tight, technical track. Don't need many cars around there to make a good race. If not, maybe a head-to-head team meeting as well. This year we've seen Trackstar versus Mildenhall, which was a fantastic meeting, and I believe they're going to do that next year at Mildenhall instead.
Yeah, second leg.
So I'd love to see a
unlimited team championship or something.
Yes, maybe even if they can do a UK versus Camzo as well.
Oh, that'd be tasty. That'd be very tasty. I'd love that.
It popped up on my YouTube the other day. PRR versus Camzo from 2003. What a meeting! A field full of Mark 1 and Mark 2s. I mean, you ain't going to get that nowadays, but geez.
And don't forget as well, we had at Ringwood 2 years ago now. We had unlimited Ringwood versus
Emmen, wasn't it?
Yeah, Emmen or something like that. Yeah, that was absolutely blinding. It was like firecracker. You had both teams going on Oppo doing each other. It was brilliant. Proper good meeting.
And also as well, those that remember, one of the Ipswich Speed weekends, I believe it may have been 2010, UK versus Camzo.
Yeah.
And that was a storming afternoon, that was. It happened on a Saturday, and that was brilliant.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say that as well, yeah.
Maybe that would be the way to go.
Probably, potentially. I tell you what though, I'm going to be greedy. I'm not going to say one meeting idea because I've got so many in my head that I just want to get off my chest. Right, the first one is I don't think it'll ever happen. It's not realistic. A fair few of these are back to basics, by the way. I might warn you there if anyone disagrees with me straight away.
I'm happy with that straight away.
Yeah, I'm thinking unders and overs back to basic day on the same day. We've not had one of them yet. I don't think it would work, but maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say really. Or some sort of pre-80 back to basic meeting, whether it's at Aldershot or Eastbourne or somewhere like that. That'd be pretty cool. One of my main back to basic ideas, right? Again, people might hate me for this. I always think Mildenhall should be a national banger track, and it always will be. So I'm not going to deny that one bit. However, there's a but in this, obviously. A big but. And it is, I'm thinking of back to basic open meeting at Mildenhall. Try and hit over 100 cars. That's something that I've always thought about in the last week or so. It suddenly hit my mind, like how I would never want Mildenhall to be a back to basic type track, but just have that one meeting a year where all the drivers from all over the country can come to this venue at Mildenhall, just have a fun down the shale.
Yeah, and you can even split that into classes as well. Do like unders and then unlimiteds. Maybe even do pre-80 and then modern as well. Split them up first and then put them all in together. Yeah, I like the sound of that actually.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that.
Because the thing is, the reason it got me, the reason I thought of this idea was because of how the success of Back to Basics this year, of huge turnouts. We haven't hit 100 yet. We've been close to that. So, and surely Mildenhall for the pit space could easily hit 100 only if you had your Aldershot drivers, your Great Yarmouth drivers, Eastbourne drivers all come together at Mildenhall for one night, and that's it. And that's my idea.
Yeah,
and then, in terms of national bangers, I can't really decide what I'd have. Maybe sort of because I remember back when Westwell was struggling for numbers after St Day took the Blockbuster and Bone Shaker from them. They tried what was called the Bone Buster, I think it was, under and over national bangers on the same day. So I'd love to see something like that, really. Maybe not a St Day, but somewhere a bit more neutral or somewhere. Basically, unders and overs on the same day, national bangers. Maybe pre-90 or pre-80 or something for both classes. That's something that I'd love to see.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool. We had a few comments on this, by the way, actually on the Facebook page. Let's have a look. Ryan Barbrook again says track Mildenhall, banger class, old school national bangers, all Bluebirds, Cavaliers, Sierras, Cortinas, all that sort of banger era. That sounds cool straight away.
Nice. Yeah.
Support Formula 2 litre saloon stock cars. No stupid hits, race engines, or any other stuff like that. So basically, just old school national bangers, really.
Almost like an old London Open.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
similar to that.
They were great meetings.
Alan Hollands, Jordan, says less is more. # old school rules.
Good old granddad, keeping it old school way. He'll love me for saying that as well.
And going back to pre-70s, Bobby Wildcard says Arlington A6 Jamble / pre-70 overs. Hang on, he says, wait, that's happening next year, winky face. So, you've already got that, I think, I'm afraid. James Strudwick, I agree, this is the best one for me. Wimbledon, if it was still around, under 2 litre rear-wheel drive pre-90 London Open.
Yes.
Ooh,
that'd be proper cool. Because I found, what I think Spedeworth should have done with the last year of London Open was, like you just said, maybe pre-90 it or something. That's maybe what they should have done. Just to...
Sorry, didn't they try and do a under 1800cc non-Mondeo London Open, I think, as the final London Open, and it got relatively poor numbers, actually, despite the massive outcry.
I think I remember now,
years
you
before.
might be correct there.
And it only got like mid-30s, because I don't even go to the meeting, to be honest, because I weren't really interested, but kind of wishing I did now.
To be fair, it didn't even get over 20 cars, and unfortunately the meeting clashed the same day as the Firecracker Arena. Bad fixture planning, because that what crippled it. Everyone was at Firecracker. And I remember it well, because I was actually marshalling that night, and it was good. Hats off to all those that did race. But yeah, it has been tried, that one.
And going completely off topic here, I sort of feel the same with like the Plough Lane Classic. They should have banned Previas, Sangyongs, or however you pronounce it, and maybe this sort of Scorpios as well. So it's
Yeah.
more proper unlimited nationals. But oh well, we won't get into that debate now. Forget about that one.
Save that for another day.
Yeah. Any other comments on that discussion?
No, I'm happy
mate.
with mine.
Yep.
No. And I think we move on to the Champion of Champions preview for this weekend, Jordan.
Yes, we do. And a staggering 105 unlimited national bangers are currently booked in for that. You have 40 seeded entries, headed by the new unlimited national banger champion of the world, 59, Stephen Bolton.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm happy about that.
Yeah, he's coming over for that as well. And I think he's also booked in for Tyrone on the Sunday afternoon as well. I think him and Stephen McGrath are going to try and catch a ferry back on the Saturday night after the meeting. So, yeah, hats off to you guys. That is brilliant dedication. Also on the entry list, you have 74, Adam Hitchcock, a fan's favourite this year, in my opinion. A rightly deserved title winner, the PRR World Final winner this year. And, wow, 27, Dow Hughes, also seeded into the World Champion of Champions race. He is a former 3-time banger world champion. And this year, he's actually won a big race up at Birmingham. He won the 2 litre National Banger Championship of the World in May early this year. And I think I'm right in saying he's never won the Champion of Champions event. So
No.
I don't know if anyone... Yep. So
No.
he hasn't. No. So, yeah, he'll be one to watch. But certainly a man who will probably try and stop him is Bro Lee Clark, 247. The 2 litre World of Shell champion is entered for Saturday night, and he'll be one looking to get involved in that battle. Another battle to keep your eyes on is Steve Bailey, 190 Pikey, who won the Auto Speed World Final at Taunton in September. He's booked in, and he'll have his hands full on the night with Tom Foster, Mark Foster, Chubby, and Mason Foster, also in that Champion of Champions race. So Brett Ellicott may need to back him up a little bit there. And who knows, maybe Bro will get involved and sort of rekindle the rivalry with DWO. Also on the entry list, you have the 2015 Champion of Champions winner, 2017 Firecracker winner, and probably one of the best national banger drivers of today. That'll go down well with a lot of people. It is, of course, 331 Boxer Jack Jason Jackson. Is always one to watch, but I believe last year Jack Overy jacked him up superbly in the main race, and Jack Overy is booked in for this year as well, so maybe we could see part 2 of that, or maybe see Boxer give a little thank you back to Jack, shall we say, and return the favour. 281 Lewis Tingle, he seems to be a rising star of bangers. He won the Scunthorpe Ricky Banger World Championship earlier this year, so he'll be man to watch. Representing PRI is Carl Douglas, 552, who won the 2 litre shootout at Arena Essex earlier this year. He's a very quick driver, quite underrated in my opinion, because he can give a good crash as well. And of course, not to forget the defending Champion of Champions champion, 887 Rob Browning as well, a very quick driver who doesn't seem to have much luck with the big races, so it'll be good to see him retain it, I reckon. But like I said, you've also got the likes of Jack Overy and Carl Overy booked in, Callum Gill from Trackstar, Dave Vincent, Lee Usher, and Speedworth points champion for this season, 209 Tom Waller.
I was about to say that, actually.
Who, I don't know about you guys, but I think he could be a real dark horse for the Champion of Champions race this year.
I think so. I'm not going to go with who do I think will win, because banger race, anything can happen. But the drivers I'd like to see win are certainly either the likes of Stephen Bolton or Adam Hitchcock, who have both won world finals this year and done very well, or, like you say, Tom Waller, or the 2-day world champion, 455 Ricky Finney.
Yeah, I had him down for that as well.
So I'd like to see him win it.
I was actually just about to say that as well. I think we've already said it. Le Mans, who we think will win, is 455 Ricky Finney.
Yeah.
If I'm right in saying, yeah, we're going to go for that.
Yeah, I am.
As
certainly. I'd like him to win it. Or Bolton.
Yeah, or Stephen Bolton.
I don't think Stephen Bolton will win it. I think more maybe Ricky Finney or Tom Waller or Boxer Jack, depending if it goes his way or not. So.
And don't forget as well, we also have 2 last chance qualifiers to come through. So 2 more drivers could be entered into that main Champion of Champions race.
And who's in the last chance races, so we can get a rough idea of.
I think you have Andrew Jones booked in one of them.
Yeah. I'm looking
Scott Cornish is another quick driver. Former PRR world champion. Been doing a lot of Speedworth domestics this year, I think, with Mickey Cornish and Alfie Cornish, I think. So yeah, he's a quick driver. So yeah, I don't know, Matt. Who else have we got booked in for the LCQs?
I'm just going for a small list here. Scott Cornish, Joey Palmer, Joe Cotton, Stuart Cumming, the ones you mentioned, Cecil, 198 Brandon Osborne, 45 Lips, 33 Game Madgwick, and them kind of names. Even number 16 Jamie Cox as well. Yeah.
So really, it's a who's who of anyone in banger racing entered for Saturday night with some interesting names as well. Obviously, we've already talked about DWO versus Graham Black, Dale Hughes versus Bro, and as well another name that I picked out who will be one to keep your eye on Saturday night. Not necessarily going for the win, but more so action, is 623 Ricky Hutton Tricky. He's always up for a crash, that guy. So yeah, he'll be one to watch Saturday.
Should be good. Is that?
Yep. That covers the Champion of Champions preview, I think, unless you guys have got anything else to say about it.
No, I think that's about it. Should be a good meeting, and I think move on to yet another one of your sections, Jordan. Your off-topic stock car and hot rod roundup.
Yes, and it's relatively quiet this week, obviously, because most of the formulas have packed up for winter
and gone to sleep.
To sleep, yes. Winter refurb time. It's quite sad. But we say congratulations to Stuart Smith Jr., who won the 2017 Brisker Formula 1 Stock Cars Shootout Series at Bellevue the other week, and also number 7, Gordon Moody, winning the National Shootout Series for the F2s. Moving away from short circuit and stock cars, some interesting local news, which I did find interesting because this was announced the same day as the actual Arena Essex news, that Lakeside Hammers are going to be moving back up to the championship level of Speedway next season. So that's quite an interesting development there if you're a fan of Speedway. Obviously Lakeside dropped down to the National League for the 2017 season and I think finished second or third in the league. So they'll be making their way back up to championship level and hopefully make the playoffs. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers the off-topic section. Obviously, I think you've got Saloon Stock Cars. They have one meeting in December, I think. So will the F1s. But other than that, I think that will pretty much cover this week's off-topic section.
Cool. Thank you, Jordan, for that topic once again. And we finish off now with the fixtures. And we're going to kick things off this Saturday, the 25th of November, with that meeting at Birmingham Wheels Raceway, the Unlimited Champion of Champions 2017. So it should be a very good meeting there. We then move. There's not many fixtures to mention actually. The following week, on Saturday, the 2nd of December, Ringer plays host to the annual Unlimited National Banger UK Open Championship with £1,500 prize fund. Over 100 cars booked in for that. Also including the John Swamborough testimonial meeting as well, I believe. So that should be a very good meeting as well. And 2 more fixtures left on Sunday, the 3rd of December. Stan Lake with the West Country Videos Open for Unders and Overs National Bangers. And Stoke on that Sunday, Micro Banger World Final. So yes, another World Final to
another
conclude.
World Final.
Yeah, another World Final. Any other fixtures you want to mention?
Arlington, the 9th of December, which we obviously covered a little bit in the news section, with 140 national microbangers, and obviously historic stock cars have been taken off the fixtures. That all starts at 5 o'clock, and we're back at Mildenhall on the 17th of December, 1 p.m. start time. It's an afternoon fixture, and that is for, of course, what we mentioned in the news section as well, the national banger under 2 litre first round British qualifier as well. But apart from that, all is relatively quiet on the racing front.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, isn't it?
Yes, I think it is.
We're at the dead end of the year and not much left. Well, we've got the big meetings, obviously, but not many sort of standard meetings going on.
No, not a lot left to cover on the fixtures now, so...
On that bombshell...
Yes!
On that bombshell, it's time for I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here.
It is
indeed.
indeed.
You don't want to watch that.
So, for myself, Andy Watts, very good night. From Matt Josie.
Good night, Andy. Good night, Jordan.
Good night, Matt. And good night, everyone. Thanks for listening again.
And we'll hopefully give you an update on when our next podcast is in 2 to 3 weeks' time. But from all of us here at Cage Full Throttle, stay safe out there. See you soon.
Stay safe.